山陰region's unique power spot, the田和山ruins. The田和山ruins are located in the southern portion of Matsuei, with a history dating 2,400 to 2,000 years ago. The discovery of the田和山ruins. In 1997, while performing a preliminary geographical survey south of Matsuei City before demolishing田和山in order to build a hospital in the Noshiro district, ruins from the Middle Yayoi period, the likes of which had never been seen before, were discovered. The city and citizen groups disagreed on whether or not to continue with the construction, but Mayor Matsuura decided to preserve the ruins, and in 2001 it was designated as a National Historic Site. The田和山Ruins Support Club was established, and it has been cooperating with efforts to introduce and maintain the ruins over the past 15 years. Ruins with moats. Once Japan entered the Yayoi period, the number of settlements enclosed by circular moats increased. The water-filled moats were used to protect the settlements. Let's give Nara's Karako ruins as a representative example. They fiercely protected their settlement because they would cultivate and store a year's worth of rice. However,田和山aspects are completely different. There is just one raised floor building in the middle of 3 moats, surrounded by dozens of pit dwellings. In other words, the 3 surrounding moats were not there to protect the settlement, but to protect the one raised floor building located at the top. Just what is that building in the center? This is the heart of the puzzle. In the middle, there are just 9 main pillars of the raised floor building. Various theories about the purpose of the summit of the ruins. Theory A, the stronghold theory. It functioned as a fortress during times of war, and also as a place for observation. The moats, weapons, and rocks within the moats serve as proof. However, the top is too small, so it could not have functioned as a fortress. If it was surrounded, it would have fallen in half a day. It is said that sling stones used at the time are a size sufficient enough to be held in one's hands. It is a size that you could barely throw with both hands. If they were to try and throw a rock like that, they would be killed by an arrow first. Theory B, location for festivals. When you don't know the purpose of something, it is common practice to suppose that it's connected to a religion or festival. However, the area is too narrow for all of the dwellers to have a festival. One could say it took the cooperation of all the people living in Matsue to dig this many moats. There is absolutely no spacious area that could allow all of those people to gather. We can't explain the role of the three moats. It is possible that it was to signify a sacred place, but a secure boundary of this scale deviates from the norm. Theory C. A shaman dwelling. An ancient shaman or diviner was active there. There is no mistake that it was a place that not just anyone could enter, but a hidden place where secret ceremonies and rituals could be done. The walls were for keeping the general populace out. Was the person there a diviner, shaman, or prophet? The nearby dwellings were possibly those of his or her servants. Theory C is the most appropriate. "350 years after the Tawayama ruins, records about Queen Himiko of ancient Japan are written in the Chinese historical document, the Kingdom of Wei, and the account of the country of Wa. Here, we should use Queen Himiko's way of life as a reference. In the country of Wa, originally male rulers were in power, but due to civil unrest and warfare, stability for a lengthy period of time was unable to be realized. That's when the people of multiple provinces decided to have a female ruler. This fits in perfectly with Tawayama's conditions. Under the name of Himiko, she ruled over the people with her shaman magic. Elderly yet unmarried, her younger brother assisted her with political matters. She had 1,000 servants, but not one of them had ever seen her. A man would go alone to bring food and water to her palace. The palace was heavily guarded with fences and was surrounded by guards with weapons. The daughter of a noble or an old witch? In any case, let's say that the proprietor of Tawayama was a woman that was similar to Himiko. She most likely confined herself to the dwelling at the summit and concentrated on divination. It would be unmistaken to assume that only a limited number of her servants would be able to enter. It is possible that a near relative that was male had received orders to conduct political errands after all. Could it be that the archaeological excavation of a Rakuro inkstone means that prophecies were recorded and conveyed within Izumo's political realm. A Himiko-like person conducting divination by burning deer bones. Various weapons. Various weapons, such as obsidian arrowheads and stone dagger axes, stone swords, and circular stone axes, have been excavated, becoming the basis for the stronghold theory. Of course, these are weapons, but rather than for war, it would be better to say that they were for protection. Within the description of Himiko's palace, it depicts people who possess weapons in order for protection. A great discovery in cultural history, the Rakuro Inkstone. The most important object that was excavated from the Tawayama ruins is the Rakuro Inkstone. The question of when written letters and characters began to be used in Japan still has not been solved. Generally, it is believed that the 1,000-character classic was brought to Japan from the ancient Korean kingdom of Kudara after the 4th century. However, in 57 AD, Emperor Guangwu of the later Han Dynasty had received a golden stamp from the King of Wa. When Wa's envoy went to the capital of the later Han Dynasty of Luoyang, Emperor Guangwu was greatly pleased. This was because it was similar to what Confucius said in his Analects. The way is not practiced. I shall go ride a raft on the ocean. Receiving a golden stamp would mean that they could use the symbol and write handwritten letters. Thus, we can assume that they were able to write characters by that time period. The Golden Stamp, a national treasure that was found in Fukuoka. The discovery of the inkstone in the Tawayama ruins shows that the people of Izumo had been writing characters for more than 150 years before golden stamps were used. It is Japan's oldest calligraphy utensil, making it extremely valuable. These are fragments of inkstones from Tawayama. Here is an inkstone excavated from Pyongyang. The Tawayama historical ruins are Japan's most outstanding power spot. Himiko's palace has not yet been found. Tawayama precedes it by 350 years, and it is the sole archaeologically verified historical ruin. Since long ago, the locals had believed that Tawayama is a fearsome place, and it was considered a taboo to go near it. However, the Tawayama ruins, nominally and virtually, is both Japan's power spot and the pride of Matsue.